Welcome to the Pinnacle Bank Championship podcast. My name is Chris Gorman. I'm from Herdat, and I'm joined by Scott and Jeff, longtime 15 club members, big involvement in the Pinnacle Bank Championship. We're going to hear their story. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, all right, Scott, tell me, for folks that you're introducing yourself to for the first time, what's your involvement with the Pinnacle Bank Championship?
So, I'm part of the 15th club, which supports the tournament. And I'm currently the chairman. This is my first year as the chairman. And we have roughly about 100 members right now and trying to grow to 120. But yeah, our main involvement is we are ambassadors for the tournament. And we're here to support the Pinnacle Bank Championship.
Yeah, Jeff, same question.
Yeah, so similar, Scott, been part of the 15th club actually since it originated. Back with the beginning of the Pinnacle Bank Championship. It was kind of a brainchild of Mark Hawk with Pinnacle Bank, and then the first chair of Support Nebraska, Brad Stripmatter, as a way to create kind of a community that's going to support the Pinnacle Bank Championship, not only tournament week, but really throughout the course of the year. All of us are, passionate about golf. We enjoy playing golf. We enjoy watching golf. And so this has been an opportunity to, get close to, professional golf. And this is really the only opportunity to do that in the state of Nebraska. And thanks for, the generous contributions and support of the Pinnacle Bank, as well as the individuals that participate in the 15th club and obviously all the sponsors and so on of the event. It's fun to get to see these guys up close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yep.
So Scott, I think a lot of fans might see us around in our 15th club gear, our vests, our shirts, our hats, our belts, our socks, all of that. For, somebody who's just getting into the Pinnacle Bank Championship or golf in general, like, give me the lowdown on what the 15th club is.
So, yeah, the 15th club, like I said, we're an extension of the tournament, and it kind of originated off kind of following the Thunderbirds down in Arizona, if anybody has seen or been to the Waste Management Open. But the players are allowed to have 14 clubs in their bag at any given time for the tournament. And so as an extension, we want to be the 15th club, the one supporting, both through dollars, time, talent, treasure. So that is basically the genesis of it.
So we're a decade into this. I remember first year 15th club, we were doing dunk tanks out by the truck. Got a little wild back there. Like, talk to me about the evolution of the 15th club.
You bet. So we do a number of different events throughout the course of the year. Many of them are networking opportunities to get to know one another, get an opportunity to try to recruit additional sponsors to the event. But from a charity aspect, that's really what this group is all about. So whether it was the dunk tank where individuals would, give certain dollar amounts to try to dunk somebody in a dunk tank during tournament week, we progress to different events throughout the course of the year. So one of them, probably our marquee money fundraising events, is Cards for Charity. So this is a poker event where we get, 40 or so players every year that contribute their own dollars. And all of that money, 100% of that money goes to charity. So the top two finishers, they select their charity of choice, and they get to allocate their winnings to that particular charity. And so over the course of the years, we've raised approximately $370,000 to charity through this Cards for Charity event. And then beyond Cards for Charity, we do various golf events. So we just recently had a member guest event out at Gray Bowl. So it allows for our members to invite somebody else that we want to get into the Pinnacle Bank, whether that's a sponsorship opportunity or trying to recruit new members to the 15th club. So those are a couple of the events, and we obviously do additional as well, Scott, if you want to chat about those.
Yeah, we also do, obviously the main purpose is to support the tournament, but we also look at it as a networking opportunity. And in business, you know, you need to run across all types of people. And, you know, like I said, currently we have around 100 people, and the networking has built some lifelong relationships in the last 8 years for me. So, anyway, but back to the charity for a second. You know, Jeff mentioned that we've raised $370,000 through Cards for Charity, but there's a bigger picture there. In the last 10 years, last 9 or 10 years, we've raised just under 1.2 million total, and the 370 is just a piece of that 1.2.
That's
So-
huge. And all those dollars are really staying like in the community of Omaha.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're 10 years into this. There's a lot of new fans of golf that might be coming out to the Pinnacle Bank Championship for the first time, might not know exactly what's going on. Question to both of you guys. What would you say to somebody, they're going out to their first Pinnacle Bank Championship? How do they plan their day?
Good question. So first of all, one of the parts of tournament week that I really enjoy is Thursday morning. We have an honorary tee shot, and we've had veterans that have participated. We've had youth that have participated. You got to get up early. You know, so first tee time on Thursdays around 6:30 in the morning. But it's a really cool event. So that'd be one thing I'd encourage people to attend. Another thing is we have Youth Day, which is a great community engagement opportunity. RSM has been the proud supporter of that, and they've really gotten that off the ground. And so this is there's a little putting event that is on Youth Day. And so we have various charities and organizations that contribute and have a team of youth golfers that are paired with a Korn Ferry Tour player. And they have a putting challenge set up. So that's a lot of fun to watch. As for golf itself, you know, you've got golf all day long. And Indian Creek is a great place to walk around. You can get really up close and personal. I would encourage people to get out on the golf course. Obviously, the hospitality areas on 18 and 17 are really fun environments. But if you can get away from the crowds a little bit, you're right next to the players. And, you know, the cool thing is these guys are 1 or 2 shots away from being on TV on Sunday. You know, I've had the privilege of seeing, you know, Sanjay M, for example, up close and personal. And now I get to watch, you know, those same players on the weekend playing in major championships at, you know, the Masters or the PGA Championship, as well as, you know, just the other weekend, you know, Sanjay was competing, you know, for a title and finished in the top 10. So that's what's I would encourage people to do, is get out on the golf course. And you oftentimes get to meet, you know, their parents are walking around the golf course, and their family and friends. So it's a really fun community, and you don't get to be able to be that close to professional athletes very often.
Yeah, like Scotty Scheffler. Like, I think he had 2 times here in Omaha. One got cut on Friday, and like, now look at him now.
Exactly.
These are your stars of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What's your go-to for a first timer?
I mean, there are even things beyond what he said. You know, honestly, I love just to go sit at the driving range in the morning, grab a cup of coffee, and just watch these guys hit a golf ball, because they're professionals. And so you could just sit there, and they have little bleachers and little setup there. You could start your day there, and then walk around, especially following maybe the local players that have been, you know, the Gacheskis, et cetera, over the years. It's just a great walk. And like he said, you're so up and close and personal with them. It's great. But there's also things on top of those things that you can do, as far as you can get a pro-am team. You can actually play with the players on Monday or Wednesday. There's also a little bit of nightlife. We bring in bands, Friday and Saturdays, in the parking lot. There's just all sorts of things that are involved that you can do.
I want to talk about pro-ams for a little bit. I'd never done one until about 3 years ago and had no idea what I was missing out on. I I was scared to do it. I didn't want to play with these pros. I thought I'd be embarrassed. Like, I can handle my own in a scramble, but hey, if I'm playing my own ball, it's not a great day. It was one of the most rewarding and like fun experiences in sports that I think people can have. Being able to like, hey, you get to meet a pro, you're friends with them forever, you follow them all weekend. The coolest thing was like the caddy, like helping you out, like kind of place your shots and shape those and, you know, what they're working on in their game. Talk to me about like the pro-am experience.
Absolutely. To your point, it's a great experience. I think, these tour players, they understand that the reason they're able to play for the money that they're playing for is because of the people that are purchasing those pro-ams, that are attending the events. And so they are so gracious. And they're cheering for you. They're out there giving you little tips and little lessons if you want them. And you get to see firsthand how good these guys really are. And some of the golf shots that you're able to see, and also you get to see them kind of work on different things. They use that as a practice round in addition to, building relationships. And to your point, these are relationships that you can have ongoing past that one round of golf. I've exchanged, phone numbers and with these players in the past, and I'm still texting with some of those guys. They'll have a good weekend, and I'll shoot them a note, congratulations, and they'll immediately respond back. And so, it really becomes a friendship opportunity beyond just being able to watch some of the best golf in the world.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like the pro-am, you play with them on Monday or Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they know you.
Exactly.
And they're giving you like a high five and a what's up, and like as they're walking by, and it feels really like it's so unique in sports. There's not really another like sports experience where you're like, oh, hey, I can go like play volleyball, or like, hey, Shohei Ohtani can like throw me pitches, and like we can go play on the same field together.
Exactly. And, we all have that one shot that we hit, right? We're like, and they're like, that's a shot that those players are making as well. Granted, it's not every shot, but I can't hit a home run or throw a baseball like Shohan.
Yeah.
But there's that one swing that I can just time up perfectly that can look pretty good.
Yeah. And it's so fun when you see them light up at like a shot that you make. You're
exactly.
like, yeah, I did it.
Yes.
Scott, you're an Omaha guy. What does this tournament mean for Omaha? So we were in a professional golf drought for a little while. Pinnacle Bank Championship brought it back. Like, what do you think this means for the community?
I think it's huge for the community. We don't have in our past much for professional sports. Now we're lucky enough to have a volleyball team, a couple of them, but this is, the closest thing we have. We don't have baseball, professional baseball. We have minor league, and we don't have basketball, NBA, etc. So I think it's huge. I think it's golf is a huge part of this community. And as you can tell, because we're so lucky and blessed to have all of these golf courses and country clubs around here, and these fans want to support it, and we try to do this tournament even before school kicks off, because that way it's still in summer, and that's when people can get out and watch. So I think it's been huge for our community over the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's really cool to see it growing year over year, seeing new faces, people that are getting into golf for the first time. We ran into a couple last year. They actually came specifically for the concerts, but ended up walking into the golf tournament. It was the first golf tournament they've ever been a part of. And they felt like they bought a polo from like the pro shop, went out, and they learned about the game. And I think that's how we grow this, is just keep introducing new people to the game and show them how much fun it is.
Absolutely. And the great thing about professional golf, PGA Tour, the Korn Ferry Tour, is the charity aspect of it, right? There's not many other sports that are so focused on that charity component. And, the work that Support Nebraska is doing and the 15th Club is doing is really the fuel behind that charitable aspect of this tournament.
Yeah. So you guys have seen every year of this thing. What's a memory that you have from the last decade that really sticks out?
Uh, I think there's two of them for me. I guess I'll
Yeah.
go first.
Yeah.
But number one is I'm from Ralston,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to play in a pro-am with Scott Gutcheski. And I thought that was just, and he was a couple years older than me, and just getting to play with alongside him was really cool for me, personally. And then I would have to say the dunk tanks. Right when I first got in, that first experience of watching Mark Hawk get dunked was by far worth every penny to see that and every dollar. So those are probably my two favorite.
I love it. I think about maybe some of the winners. So, David Skins, 2-time winner, getting his first win on the Korn Ferry Tour and seeing the emotion of that. He's been up and down between Korn Ferry Tour and PGA Tour, and to see a guy that has grinded so hard, and to accomplish something at an elite level is really cool. And then last year, our winner, holes out on 18 to win the tournament from the bunker, and the excitement that comes along with that is pretty amazing. And that's something. I mean, just sports in general, right? You watch these guys execute shots in the most high pressure environment, and you see the excitement that they have, and then on a stage where we have all the fans sitting right there and everybody's going nuts. I mean, that's really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, and David Skins is such a great story. It's fun watching him DJ like on like Twitter and Instagram like during COVID. And then to do it twice, like, hey, won his first one, and then second one has to chip over the chalet,
Yeah.
like in front of all those people on 18. Like, it doesn't get any more high pressure than that.
Right.
And it was really cool to see him pull that one out. He's such a great like individual that you really want to root for him.
Absolutely.
So we're 10 years into this. The next decade, this thing isn't going anywhere. Like, what are your guys' hopes for the next 10 years for this tournament?
Wow. I think for me, it's continuing to grow attendance, trying to get more and more people out to watch the tournament and watch these guys perform at an elite level. It's, trying to raise more money to support various organizations in this community that make Omaha what it is. It's growing the game, getting more families out on the golf course. Like Scott said, we intentionally have this tournament prior to school starting, prior to football season, so this can be the focus of the sports community in our state. And so the more people we can get, which ultimately ends up allowing us to raise more money for charity to contribute to our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think Jeff nailed it. I wouldn't add a whole lot onto that. I think we're here to support not just the community, but we want to raise those dollars and we want to give them to charities, and we want youth to grow with this game and keep it going, and because it's been so good to us, and we've enjoyed just the sport and the networking, etc. And yeah, the hope is to keep this going, and maybe even potentially get a PGA event, because I know Indian's done an amazing job, and if you haven't been out there, the clubhouse is spectacular. So anyway, we're lucky to have that venue, and we're lucky to have the support from all the different groups, but on top of it, all the different volunteers that have helped out over the last 10 years. I think we've been averaging like 500 a year almost that have been volunteering, and we couldn't do it without them. So a big thank you to them.
Absolutely. Well, Scott, Jeff, thank you for joining the show. We're just a couple weeks away from the Pinnacle Bank Championship. We're excited to get on the golf course. For all the information you need to know, pinnaclebankchampionship.com, volunteer, sponsorship, charity components, 15th Club, everything you need is at that website. Go check it out, and we'll see you in August.